Hello, my name is Victoria, and this is my discussion thread for this week. The first question that was asked is, what is the Christian worldview on psychopathology? While I was researching, I found an article by the Biblical Counseling Institute, and they stated that psychopathology is the illness or dysfunction in the psyche or the mind of an individual. Secular culture would say that this could be caused by a parental failures, frustrated psychosexual development, emotional disturbance, biology, or even genetics. However, from a Christian worldview, it is a little different. Christians believe that when God created Adam and Eve, they were beautifully and wonderfully made in God's image. They were perfect. However, when Adam and Eve sinned, that brought the fall into the world, that brought the evil, and that brought destruction over humans and over creation itself. And that is where mental illness and that is where abnormalities entered the world. Paul says then Romans 7:18-20 that sin is the problem. The flesh and our mind and our heart has a strong desire for sin. Human nature is corrupt by sin, and that you cannot change yourself. Paul states that he cannot change himself. He can't change this aspect of him. Jesus says in Mark 7:20-22 that the man's heart is the source of all sin and thereby creates an unhealthy thought process or emotions or even desires. So in these two passages, the Bible is saying that sin is the root issue or the root cause for the reason for psychopathology or mental illness. Biblical truth says that it is clear that the core issue is sin and that it defiles, misleads, distorts, and destroys our minds, our hearts, and our souls. From a biblical worldview, Christ is the cure to this and the only possible freedom from this. To find healing or to go through freedom, you need Christ. From a more secular standpoint, research done by Frankie Lutter, titled Psychopathology, says that it is the scientific exploration of abnormal mental states that provides psychiatric disorders that is caused by neurobiology, genetics, neuropsyche in research. How secular ideas would treat or help a person find freedom in these disorders would be to explore clinical treatment or even a scientific process that has been founded in research to be successful. Secular definition of abnormality is the unusual pattern of behavior, emotions, thoughts that creates or is labeled as a mental disorder. So from a more secular standpoint, psychopathology is created through trauma or is created through past experiences or even genetics, which then creates a need for healing and a need for freedom that is founded in clinical work or is founded in research. Abnormalities or what the line of where the secular world finds what is a disorder and what is not is based on patterns that are not of the normal when it comes to behavior, emotion, and thoughts. And those are the differences between a Christian worldview of psychopathology and the more secular view of psychopathology.